Hello everyone, this is Griffin Station back here with another Jump Force video, and today's video is going to be a will they make the cut on Bleach. But before we get started on this video, I just wanted to preface that I've been gone for the last couple of days if you didn't see my account update video, and I just wanted to say that I'm happy to be back. I am going to be doing 2 videos a day, starting today, then tomorrow and Wednesday. So you could look forward to 2 new videos a day. But without further ado, let's get into this. Will they make the cut for Bleach? Now, we already know that Ichigo, Rukia, and Aizen already confirmed playable. I want to sort of start this video by saying I don't think any other characters are actually going to be added from Bleach. And so you might be thinking, well, why are you making this video then? But I still wanted to make this video and say, if they're going to include other characters, these are the possible characters I think they could include. And so the first character I want to discuss is Renji. Now, Renji, if they're going to add a 4th playable character from Bleach, there's a couple characters I can think of. Renji would be one of them. He's been one of the main characters since the Soul Society arc, unless you count the Fullbring arc, where most of the Shinigami weren't really important. But Renji has been a pretty main character. He ends up with Ruki at the end, and, I mean, that's a spoiler, but, oh well. Renji, I mean, he, along with another character that's going to be on this list, which you can probably already guess, just has been around and been a core member of the group. I mean, when they're going to save Orihime in the Hueco Mundo arc, like, it's Rukia, Ichigo, Renji, Uryu. And speaking of Uryu, he is our next character on my list. Now, Uryu is sort of like Renji. He's a core member of the group, but his importance in the last arc cannot be understated. He, I mean, is a Quincy, and he is basically joining Yual Bak to basically destroy the Soul Society. And Uryu, while he does go through this, like, oh, he's evil phase, and then after it's like, oh no, he's not. He is such an integral part of that arc that I don't think that I think that if they're going to include another playable character, Uryu would also be a really great choice, especially since they're taking all the abilities from the final arc. Going to my next character on my list is another character that appears in the final arc, and that's going to be Grimmjow. Now, I know he doesn't do much, but he is such a popular character. I am also basing this list off of popularity, and if you look at the popularity polls, once Grimmjow is introduced, he's one of the top on the list. And I mean, obviously, there's always, like, Uryu and Renji that are also on the top. There's also another character that's on my list that's usually at the top. But Grimmjow is just so cool, and I know his main arc was before the time skip, but I think that if they're going to include in a wrong car, I think Grimmjow is a clear choice, even though a lot of people prefer Ulquiorra. I think Grimmjow would probably be a better representative for Bleach. Going to my next character on my list, Hitsugaya. Now, I know a lot of people don't like Hitsugaya. I'm not, like, a huge fan of him, but, like, if you look at the popularity polls, he is usually the top or one of the top characters on the popularity poll. And I know his abilities would sort of be reminiscent of Rukia since they both use ice, and I mean, I don't think they're going to include a 4th. If they're going to include a 4th, Hitsugaya could be a pretty good choice for that, because it wouldn't take nearly as long for them to develop, since like they already have ice abilities through Rukia. They could sort of, I wouldn't say reuse assets because their ice abilities are completely different, but I think they could at least, there'd be some crossover between the characters. And I mean, Hitsugaya, you can't doubt, like, even if he's not popular online, he is a popular character for Bleach. And so if they could easily include him if they're doing a fourth playable character. My last on this list, which I don't think a lot of people will think will be playable, I'm not sold that this character would be playable if they added more Bleach characters, but I think that it would be good for them to add this character, and that's Yuha Bak. And I think he should be playable, considering he's the final villain of the series. I'm not the biggest fan of Yuha, but I mean, if they're going for villain's sake, because I mean, at the end of the series, Aizen isn't really a villain, and so you can't really say that. I mean, you can say that Aizen's a villain representative from Bleach. I mean, I would. But in terms of story standpoint, at the point of the end of the manga, Aizen's actually helping Ichigo. And at most, he wouldn't be a villain. He'd be more of an antagonist. They're uniting for common goals. And it would also just be super cool to reenact that final bout with Aizen and Ichigo against Yuha, because, you know, we're never going to see that animated. I don't think we're going to see it animated. I think the Bleach anime ship has long since sailed. If anything, the only thing I think they could possibly do is like sort of do like a Dragon Ball Kai, where they basically upped the animation and redid it, and they did the same for Bleach, and after they just go and animate the final arc. That's the only thing I can think of that could possibly work in this scenario, where we'd see Yuha in animation. But anyways, I got sidetracked. So these are all the characters that I think could make it into Jump Force if they include more Bleach characters. I don't think they're going to include more than what we already have with Ichigo, Rukia, and Aizen. But, I mean, there's always a possibility. I mean, there's the new Bleach movie coming out, so who knows? I guess we'll just see with time. Do you guys think that any of these characters could make it in? Do you think that Bleach can get more than 3 characters? Leave your comment in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more Will They Make the Cut videos, please leave a like. It'd be greatly appreciated. And also subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next Jump Force video, which will be later tonight. Thank you. Bye.